Can everybody hear me? Can everybody hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. All right. Okay. So first of all, my first name is really Curie or Kirsten, but I do go by Curie, so either one is fine. My email is right here on the front screen. We're part of the Travel Corporation, which has 6 companies that we represent. Well, that I represent. Um, we are doing a little bit
Kirsten,
of yeah.
I'm so sorry. We're looking at your inbox.
Oh no! How'd you
Yeah.
do that? Oh, you want to read my inbox? You can read my inbox.
No, thanks. I have enough of my own. That
It's
inbox
really,
looks like mine, so it's okay.
I'm like, it's really exciting here. I was trying to move it so that I was like facing the camera and my
Okay,
goodness.
now I see the
Okay,
presentation.
now you got it. All right. So my email is there. And So yes, back to TTC. They have created a department, a sales development executive group of us. There's 5 of us total. We will be working with agencies and agents all over the United States. I actually have the East Coast, Mid-Atlantic to East Coast. So my section starts in Kentucky, goes across and all the way up into Maine. So like I said, we just started this in September. We've been doing a lot of phone calls, talking to a lot of agents, and it's been really exciting to talk to a lot of you all about the products and everything that's happening. I'll take questions at the end, and then I'll get everybody's email from Deborah, and then tomorrow I'll follow up. So if you have more questions, or if you have a guest that you think may or may not be interested in a tour, let me know. Right now, we have the Black Friday sale going on, which is going to end on December 4th. And we do have every week we have a set of tours that are on sale for like 15% off. And then most of our departures are anywhere from 10 to 15% off, and including the river cruises. And I'll talk to you about the river cruises too. We're going to talk about a lot tonight. If it's overwhelming, just let me know. So TTC is 6 brands. It's Luxury Gold, Insight Vacations, which I think some of you are familiar with, Brendan Vacations, Trafalgar Tours, which is everybody really knows that product really well, Cost Saver, and Contiki. Those are the brands. And so, like I said, we are doing some restructuring. So Luxury Gold will actually be sold with Uniworld River Cruises, just so you know, in a couple of weeks, that'll shift over. And then we'll just represent Insight, Brendan, Trafalgar, Cost Saver, and Contiki. So, so let me see if I can get this to move to my next slide. That would be very helpful. Okay, so there we go. And we'll go to this next slide. So tours for every taste and pace and place, which this is true. We, as a company, represent a broad range of price ranges for tours, from very high end luxury gold all the way to our very budget savvy cost saver. They all differ in a little bit of a way, and they all are very similar, which is kind of nice. So luxury gold, like I said, very high end boutique um, tours. They are small groups, 18 to 24 guests. There's only 30 tours with luxury gold, so it's very high end. Incredible tours. So if you do get a chance to go to the website and take a look at them, do. They're amazing. I have sold them before. They're great. Insight Vacations is going to be our premium touring company. They are going to be, we have, and I'll go into them a little bit more. Brendan Vacations is what we call our specialists because they focus strictly on Ireland and Scotland. They do group guided motor coach tours. We also do FIT tours with this company. This is the only company that does FIT in North America for our brands, I should say. And they do plan self-drive. They do plan self-guided rail tours, and chauffeur rail and self-guided are the 3. Oh, and self-drive, you can drive yourself. They don't provide driving lessons though. Uh, Trafalgar is going to be your value brand. It's our mid-range brand. Everyone that I've ever talked to is very familiar with Trafalgar. Cost Saver is our budget savvy, which we really love. And then Kontiki is for our 18 to 35-year-old guests that want to travel. You might have a parent that wants to send their kids on a graduation present, but doesn't want them traveling around Europe independently. So this would be a great product for that particular request. All right, so let's talk about Trafalgar. Trafalgar is our, like I said, our value travel. The group sizes are 40 to 48 guests. The It does include a lot of it. It'll include your 4-star hotel stays. The hotels are located in city center, but not smack in the middle of city center. Breakfast is included every morning. Porterage is included as well. There's Be My Guest events. Optional excursions are offered to the guests. They can book those once they arrive in their starting point with the travel director. So there's a lot that Trafalgar does offer. And I have a video. So let's see if the video is going to give you sound. It will. So that kind of gives you a little bit of overview on Trafalgar. As far as, of course, interacting with the locals, there are a couple of ways that our tours interact. Insight Vacations also offers this ability as well. We have what we call Be My Guest events, and we have Make Travel Matters events. The Be My Guest events are usually could be like you do a vineyard tour, you're going to do a farm to table dinner or lunch that's included, and you're going to learn about how the wine's made. It could be you go to an olive grove, you learn all about how you make olive oil, and it might be that you're making pasta. You could go to Murano and learn how to blow glass. In Italy, there are elephant rescues that you work with in Thailand. There's big game events that you would participate again in our African tours. We do have African safaris if something that you have guests that are interested in. But basically, what we're doing is we're working with the locals, and it gives you guests an opportunity to see how our tourism helps. How it gives our guests the opportunity to see how tourism helps the local population. So it's a really great experience to be able to work with the people and local culture. So highly recommend that. And then the one of the kind of experiences are sort of our stays with stories. and that stays with stories. It occurs on a good majority of our tours, and it could be that you're staying in a castle, or you're staying in a monastery that could have been turned into a hotel. So there's a lot of history. Or you're staying in the walls of Saint Malo in France when you're on a tour of Brittany and Normandy up in northern France. So there's a lot of stays with stories, a lot of history, and it's a great way to experience it. The one of kind of experience is the Make Travel Matters as well. Um, so as far as Trafalgar, you travel with the same motor coach driver and travel director at all times. Those are your guests' main point of contact. We also offer 24/7 support so that if something were to happen, and the travel director will be able to support the guests, but then they also have a 1-800 number that goes to our European guest services so that they can reach them as well. There are a lot of what I called optional experiences that are included with the tour, and ones that cost additional that you can add once you arrive at your destination. So we do have a nonprofit organization called the Tread Right Foundation, and it was created as a joint initiative between Trafalgar and the Travel Corporation. So what this does is it provides a way that we can be supportive for responsible travel experiences. And so, for example, interacting with the people, all trips are crafted to make a positive impact on the people and communities that your guests will visit, and be able to see how tourism benefits them through an economic empowerment. Sorry, planet, um, environmentally. We committed to making sure that all of our single-use plastics were eliminated in our offices and on the road by 2022, and we did make our goal, which is great. And then all of our coaches exceed emission standards. So that's to just protect the environment, the oceans, the coastlines, wildlife. We do a lot, like I said, with wildlife and with wildlife organizations to work to protect and rehab elephants, rhinos, the big cat populations that your guests have the ability to go and see and interact with. So that's our nonprofit organization called the Tread Right Foundation. And that's something that when our guests are on the tours, the travel director will bring this up and talk about the benefits of this organization and how it affects everything and what they're seeing. All right, on to our river cruises. So this is a new product for Trafalgar. It will start sailing in April of 2026. We are selling. We already have dates that are confirmed departures and some that are already sold out. We're doing two rivers. We're doing the Danube and the Rhine. Trafalgar has purchased the two boats from Uniworld. They are retired Uniworld vessels. One was the River Princess and one was the River Queen. Trafalgar did go and kind of up the decor. If you do go to the website, trafalgar.com, and you look at the river cruises and you look at the staterooms and some of the pictures of the actual boats, um, I have talked to some TAs and they said, well, it still looks like Uniworld. It does to a point, but Trafalgar has put their own spin on the decor. So we are very excited to have these two boats on the rivers to start off with. Both of them are only 64 cabins, so the maximum number of guests that would be on the boat are 128 guests. The guests have an experienced director and an experienced manager to work with them to not only create any experience they want to independently, but also help them book the optional experiences, join in with all the activities that are available on board the boat. There are bicycles. The bicycles are pedal bikes. I got that question too. They're not e-bikes, they're pedal bikes. So our guests do have access to those as well. So, and then of course, this is just one of the pictures of cruising. Um, through Europe. The river cruises, not only will they offer the two departures on the ride in the Danube, but they will also do Christmas market departures as well for 2026. And like I said, everything's selling quite well. So things are picking up for the river cruises. As far as the concept, Trafalgar basically took their guided motor coach tour product and moved it on to the river, which is it's it's great how it transitioned really kind of seamlessly as far as service. What's included with the river cruises? Of course, you have all the meals are included. The Be My Guest event, the Make Travel Matters experiences. There's onboard entertainment. For all of our tours products, whether it's Trafalgar, Insight, or Cost Saver, we provide audio headsets for guided tours. There are local guided tours and local specialists that come and join our groups. So not everything is sometimes guided by the travel director or the experience director. Onboard game room, there's gym, lounge, sun deck, and bar, and their bicycles. The only thing that you just need to be aware of is that there are no beverage packages offered. Wine and beer and soft drinks are included with lunch and dinner. There's a tea time in the afternoon. Anything else additional, the guests would have to settle on board the boat. All right, Insight Vacations. So this is our premium. It's a step up from Trafalgar. The hotels are going to be 4 and 5 star. Properties are going to be located in city center. And group sizes for Insight uh, we have two different group sizes. We have a classic group size, which is 33 to 40 guests, and we have a small group, which is usually no more than 24. So, not every Insight tour has a small group departure, though. That is something you need to be aware of. The prices are reflected, the cost wise, it is reflected, whether it's a small group or a classic group. We do have motor coaches that we have pulled seats out of for Insight Vacation guests. So we've created what they consider a business class seating on the motor coach. So it gives the guests a lot more space to stretch out, more leg rooms. They're not totally feeling like they're cramped on your standard motor coach. You can stretch out a little bit. So these are our two group sizes. Uh, Again, you have your Be My Guest experiences on Insight Vacations. You have your Make Travel Matters experiences. You have optionals daily that are included with the tour. There are other optionals that the guests can add. The travel director and the motor coach driver, again, are the same people that will travel with the group the entire time. And the travel director, and of course, is the coordinator for all the logistics and ticketing and flow of travel and how the day is going to be planned out. Uh, so the top three takeaways for Insight is that Insight is for people that are very curiously minded. They want to learn through culture and history and experiences, with exclusive access to different landmarks, going around lines, including the Make Travel Matters experiences. I talked about the group size, 24 or 40 guests, and business class seating, 4 and 5 star accommodations, porterage is included. And then we have guests that are foodies, and these tours are perfect for our foodies that want to focus on food and culinary and different regional flavors. There are dine around options. There's if they have a free night, the travel director can recommend restaurants. It's a really phenomenal experience. Insights just lovely. Now, as far as meal requirements, if you do have guests that have allergies, whether they're vegan, vegetarian, they're allergic to gluten, that's one thing that we do ask our travel agents and our guests to make sure they tell us these things so that we can communicate that to the travel director so that they know they can also communicate that to like the restaurants for lunches and dinners. And that way, there aren't any issues last minute. We've had a few issues with trips to Japan where people don't like fish. So that becomes an issue when you're in Japan. Now, Insight Vacations has a wonderful product for any of us ladies, sorry, gentlemen, if you're on the phone, that want to travel with a group of women. So, tours for women by women with Insight Vacations. It is a small group tour, so it's no more than 24. The travel director, motor coach driver are all ladies, so it is strictly ladies. So you could do a girls' trip. We have a lot of single ladies that travel on these because it is all women and they feel a lot more comfortable traveling in a group with a group of ladies. So this is a product that we do offer. The tours that Insight has available are my next slide. Come on, slide. Oh, there we go. So in Europe, we have country roads of Portugal, northern capitals, which is Finland, Sweden, Denmark, country roads of Italy, India, and Africa. We offer all women tours to the Americas, Peru with Machu Picchu, 3 trips to in the United States, New England's fall foliage, Soul of the Deep South, and Treasures of Cape Cod and the islands. So these are just some of the highlights of different ladies tours that we offer. These also are in high demand. They are confirmed. A lot of them are confirmed departures and they sell out quickly. All right. Cost saver. This is the what we consider a budget friendly tour company. I really like Cost Saver, and I would probably travel with Cost Saver just because of the fact that I'm a very independent traveler. So Cost Saver, it does say budget. The hotels are going to be 3-star properties. They're going to be outside city center. The quote that we use with Cost Saver is essentials by us and tailored by you. So we provide the essentials. We provide the transportation from location to location. We provide the hotel. Breakfast is included in Europe every morning. If you do a Cost Saver tour in the US, you do need to pay attention to the meals because not all breakfast is included with the cost saver tours in the US. But basically, we do have optional experiences the guests can book with the travel director if they choose to, or if they just want to be transported and stay in the hotels and then create their own experiences and do whatever they'd like to do, they are more than welcome to do that as well. So Cost Saver has a lot to offer our different guests depending on their travel styles. So this tour company is really a really lovely one just because it gives the guests the flexibility to create what they want to, and it's not as structured as Trafalgar or Insight. This is a great one to keep in mind for someone that just they do want to go to Europe. They just want to explore it on their own and have the time to do it. So, all right, Kontiki. I'm gonna just gently touch on this one because this is a great product for, like I said, if you have someone, if you have an 18 to 35-year-old group that wants to travel together, this would be great for them. Or if you have the parents that want to buy a graduation present for their kids that have graduated from college and they don't want them to travel independently, Kontiki would also make a fabulous option to pitch to those parents. And again, 18 to 35-year-olds, they've been in business since 1962. They have over 200 trips, and we travel on 6 continents for Kontiki. Uh, so, okay, global tour rewards. Now, this is something you may have a guest that contacts you to book one of our trips and they've already traveled with us before. So they would be considered what we call a frequent traveler. And they are a part of our global tour rewards program. If they have traveled with us before, they will receive a 5% discount. And the 5%, what we call frequent travel guest discount, is combinable with our sale pricing. So that's something that you just need to be aware of. They do get emails about member only pricing. They do get priority access to different things. If they travel with us, they do get special recognition from the travel directors. And then we do have a referral program as well. And if you are interested in finding out more about that, please let me know because I can do another training or I can just do a one-on-one with y'all and explain how that works because it takes a little bit of time to explain exactly how it works. So I wanted to make sure you're aware of the Global Tour Rewards Program and the fact that your guests get a 5% discount if they've already traveled with any of our 6 brands. And then as far as being interacting with Trafalgar or Insight or Kontiki or Cost Saver or any of our products, we do have a travel agent portal. It is on the Trafalgar website. If you log into trafalgar.com, up on the right-hand side, you'll see an agent's login. You would go ahead and create an account. If you haven't done so already, go ahead and do that. There is a lot of information in that website besides how to book a tour and the products and stuff. There's product information. There's our masterclass travel agent academy. Most of those trainings take about 30 minutes a piece to do. You can order brochures in there. You can look at the sales staff. There's a lot, like I said, a lot of information. There's sales information in there. There's if you have social media accounts that you like to post things on, that those items are located there as well. So I do recommend that you register. Also, if you're interested in finding out our FAMs, which we should be announcing our spring one soon, you would find out first if you are registered on the travel agent portal. So the cheat sheet that's right here, down here on the left corner, I'm actually gonna go ahead and I will email you that tomorrow. That's what I was talking about. It is an overview of all the tour brands. It talks to you about like how big the group sizes are, what kind of client might work well for which brand, what kind of motor coach and transportation is on on the tour. Uh, I actually came from the call center, so I was one of the agents that if you did call in, you might have talked to me. I worked with travel agents and direct guests. I usually would start to try to sell Trafalgar first, which is kind of the midline price range, and then once I asked a lot of questions, then I would go either up to Insight or down to Cost Saver, depending on the guest and what they wanted, what their wants and needs were. So. But I will be happy to email that to you so you have it as a point of reference. And then that is it. That's everything I think I can tell you at the moment. um, so, does anybody have
That
any
was
questions?
wonderful, Kiri. Thank you so much. I do have a few questions I actually wrote
Mm-hmm.
down.
Oh, good.
What is the average age for the Trafalgar and the Insight? I know you said um the Kontiki was for younger
Mm-hmm.
groups.
Mm-hmm.
What would you say for Trafalgar and Insight?
Trafalgar and Insight, your average age is going to be probably mid to late 60s, early 70s. But in that even goes for Cost Saver, you're going to have like a lot of families, but you still have that age range travel on Cost Saver too. Um, for Insight, it's usually a little bit older, like early 70s, early to mid 70s. And but yeah, it just depends on activity level, their budget, what they want to do. So that's sort of the average age.
Okay, so
Uh,
for those groups, would you say that the activity level is moderate, or do they tell you that when you're booking?
Yeah, so on the website, you will see a activity level, and a majority of our tours are what we call balanced, which means that you're going to walk on average anywhere from 2 to 5 miles per day, but not all at once.
Okay, gotcha.
It's spread out throughout the day. So yeah, that's on average is what you would walk. And in Europe, I'm going to say 99% of the trips in Europe are balanced tours. We do have some national park tours out west, which are what we call dynamic tours, which are the hiking tours. And so those are going to you're going to walk like anywhere from 5 to 9 miles a day. Again, all spread out. A lot of it is hiking. The nice thing about those tours, the national park tours, is that because of the fact that we have the tour groups and everybody's at a different level and not everybody reads the different activity levels. So the travel director has the ability to create different hiking things for different levels. So if somebody's in super good shape, they might say, "Hey, you can go up on this trail, and it's a 5 mile loop." For somebody in immediate, level walking, here's a shorter trail. So we adjust accordingly to what we need to. Um, and I've had guests tell me that they've been on our tours for national parks, and they said, "Well, I'm not, going to be one of those dynamic people. But what I did is I went to the welcome center, and then I would go and I would walk around a little bit, and then I would come back and I'd have a cup of coffee and enjoy the views from the welcome center." I'm like, okay.
Okay, well, at least there's a choice.
I was like, okay. But yeah, so we do have the activity levels. They're on the website. But yeah,
Okay,
that's pretty average.
perfect. I have two more questions.
Hmm.
For the additional tours that the guests can purchase from the tour
Hmm.
leader, how does that
Hmm.
work with commissions, or doesn't it?
It doesn't. That's
Okay.
something that's just it's an offering that we offer the guest. It is an optional experience that they can book if they want to. If they choose not to, they don't have to. I do not know what commission base you're at. So that's something I can try to see if I can find out, or you might know what it is. I'm not sure, depending on your consortium.
Okay. Yeah, we're with Ensemble.
Okay.
I'm not sure what it is, but I can try to find out.
Yeah,
Um,
I can see if I can find out too
okay.
percentage.
Last question.
Yeah.
For the global tour rewards,
Hmm.
for your client to take advantage of that, do they just have to travel once before with you?
Yeah. Hmm. They just have to
Okay.
be, yeah, they physically have to be on the tour and travel. So, and to qualify.
Okay. And then what do we need? Just their names, I suppose.
What we'll need is their booking number from the previous trip.
Okay.
And then obviously, if they can't find that or remember that, if we can look it up, first name, last name too, we can find it that way.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah. There's a lot of ways to find information. It's just a matter of knowing how to find
Okay.
it.
Um, and I just wanted to make a note that if you do sign up for the agent portal on Trafalgar.com, that it does give you all of the brands, not just Trafalgar.
Right. That is correct. It gives you access to everything.
Perfect. Thank you. That
Hmm.
was all my questions.
Yeah. And if
Um,
it, and usually if an Insight has, if once you create your agent login, even if you're on Insight Vacations website, you can log in under that same login.
Okay, perfect. I know
Hmm.
I told you previously, but I did have clients on an Insight tour in Italy
Hmm. Hmm.
that absolutely loved it.
That's awesome.
They said it was exactly what they were looking for. They loved the tour guide that was with them. They just had a blast. So I'm so happy that we were able to get you on for a training for the
I am
agent.
too. I'm excited. Now I have a contest for you all. So whoever books the first trip, doesn't matter if it's Trafalgar or Insight or Cost Saver or Kontiki, gets a $50 gift card. So there's a challenge for y'all.
Woohoo! Thank you. Oh,
Hey,
that's gonna be fun.
it's a Christmas present.
And every little bit counts.
Exactly, exactly.
Very good. Anybody on the call have any questions?
I have two questions.
Hmm.
I'm assuming like can single people, is there a single supplement fee for the
There is a
brand?
single supplement.
Okay.
For single guests, there is a single supplement. Hmm.
And what about transportation from the airport to the hotel? Is that included in the tour packages or that's something extra that you offer or they have to find their
It,
own way?
it depends. So for Trafalgar and Insight vacations, there are transfers that are included. And we have certain times where we pick up guests from the airport and bring them to the starting hotel. So we usually advise that based on the tour that you are working with, is that when they fly in, they try to fly in about 2.5 hours prior to the actual transfer time, and that way they can make it through customs and get there in time. So we do provide complimentary transfers usually on set days and set times. It usually is the day the tour starts and the day that the tour ends. Those are complimentary. Trafalgar and Insight work the same way. If you have a guest that's doing a pre-night with us or post nights, we can offer them a chargeable transfer. If they're interested in using our transfer, we can definitely offer that. But the pre-night and post-night have to be booked with us so that we can offer them that chargeable transfer. That's the catch on that. If they opt to come in early and they book their own pre-night or they're traveling independently prior, they would just make their own way to the starting hotel to join our travel director and the other guests. Cost Saver is the only product that doesn't provide the transfers to and from the airport. And that's in Europe. And the other thing you have to be aware of is in the United States, Trafalgar does not offer transfers from the airport to the starting hotel.
Okay, gotcha.
Mhm.
And with the luxury, I know it seems to skew a bit older, but like what makes it luxury? Is the ho are the hotels a little bit better? Do they do different activities? Like,
Oh, the luxury gold.
yeah.
Yes, it's 5-star concierge level boutique, small group. It's a very high-end luxury. The travel director is a travel concierge and can set up all sorts of activities. So, like I had a guest, they purchased a tour to, they were going to Scandinavia, and we unfortunately the hotel that they were supposed to stay in was under construction, so we had to move them, and we had to move the whole group. And the guests were upset because the spa was at the other hotel that they wanted to go to, but the spa happened to be open, so our travel concierge set it all up for them to go over and do their spa treatments and come back. So yeah, the travel concierge, which is also the travel director, handles all of those VIP um, requests too. So it's very high end.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. And our Majestic Japan on Luxury Gold is incredible too. It's
Now, the transfers, is that something that's noted in the package when you're looking at it?
yes, it is.
Okay.
It is there, and I'm trying to think where else it is. It is on there. They do talk about transfers, and it's usually on day one and on the last day. So if you're looking at the Trafalgar website and you expand say you're looking at Best of Italy, for example, and you're going to go look at a day by day itinerary, when you hit expand and it expands out the entire day by day itinerary, on the first day, it'll give you like a brief description of the day, and then it'll say transfers available, and it'll give you 2 or 3 different times that that will pick you up from the airport and bring you to the starting hotel. And then on the last day, you will also see where it says, you're going to check out and head home. But on that, it'll say departure transfers available, and it'll list the ones that are available, the times those are available too.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
And I do have to say that when I booked the Insight vacations, they emailed me almost right away about dietary restrictions,
Hmm.
allergies, and all that kind of stuff. They were
Hmm.
on top of that. Luckily, we didn't have any,
That's
um,
good.
but they were very on top of it. So that was a plus.
Hmm. Yeah, that's a very key. Like I said, the biggest issues we have had so far has been Japan, um, with guests not telling us they didn't enjoy seafood. Um, and so we ran into that a little bit. And then we started to make sure that we advise people. I can only imagine going to Japan and not enjoying seafood, but that's okay.
Listen, I don't like seafood, and Japan is number 1 on my bucket list. So that would be me.
All right. So when you go, if you're going, with a tour group, make sure you let everybody know.
Yeah. But I know what to expect in Japan, so that's okay. I will already know that there will be a lot of seafood.
Uh, so it'll be
Very
awesome.
good.
Awesome. Awesome. All right. Any other questions? No?
Any other questions, anyone? Would you mind putting your email up there again for
Yeah,
us?
I will do that. And then, Deborah, tomorrow I'll get back in touch with you. And if you can send me everybody's email, I'll send a quick email out as well.
Yes,
Um, and just see if anybody has any other questions or needs more information.
absolutely.
Just everything. And you have me as a point of contact now. So if you do have any questions or anything comes up, or you're not really sure about a tour, or I'll be happy to answer the questions. Like I said, I was one of the call center agents, so I know the products pretty well.
Wonderful. That's always a good thing.
Right. And I was a travel agent before that. So I've been in the travel agent shoes too. So
Oh,
I just
perfect.
shifted over. Yeah.
Yes, a little bit of everything.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, that's awesome. Awesome. Well, thank you again so much. We
You're
really
very
appreciate
welcome.
you
Yeah.
taking the time out of your night to give us a great presentation.
No problem at all.
And we will definitely, I'll be in contact with you tomorrow. And for
Yeah.
anybody that's on the call or anybody that's watching it back on the recording, please reach out if you do have any questions.
Yes, please do. I'd love to hear from y'all and see what I can help you do and book or answer any questions. But I hope everybody has a great Thanksgiving and a safe one. And
Thank you, you too.
I will hopefully talk to y'all soon.
Sounds good. Good night,
All right.
everyone, and thank you
Good
again.
night. Thank you. You have a great evening.
You
Bye
too.
bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.